United States Armed Forces and the Ultimate Fighting Championship share a kindred warrior spirit and core principles like honor, discipline, and courage. Both require intense training and accept only excellence in pursuit of a similar mission to fight and win. But let there be no illusion. While the UFC is the fastest growing sport in the world, there is no greater fighting force than the United States military. The strength of their character and the depth of their courage have earned our profound admiration and eternal gratitude. They step forward to defend our country. They stand in harm's way. They fight for us all. Tonight, we fight for them.
When I step in the octagon, I'm definitely going in there to knock his ass out.
Melvin has to think he's going to knock me out because that's his only chance.
He's going to be face down on the canvas.
I'm going to crack him, put him on his ass, and tap him out.
And here we go! To UFC Fight for the Troops. Every day we live in freedom, we get to enjoy watching the greatest mixed martial artists in the world compete in the octagon. Same time, the men and women of the armed forces are working and battling in the battlefields, ensuring our peace and safety. And always, not always, they return the same way they were deployed. Tonight, a very special night. It's exactly why we're here, Joe. Time to give back to the armed forces.
Yeah, this is a huge event to help people with traumatic brain injury, and we've raised millions of dollars from the past UFC Fights for the Troops, and it really is a very, very important night, both for the UFC and for the military.
The Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. We started to help this great cause 2 years ago, and really it is a great cause for the men and women who keep us safe every single day.
In 1973, my uncle Zachary Fisher took this ship, the Intrepid, that was going into mothballs, and persuaded the Navy to allow him to bring it to the west side of New York and make it a memorial and a museum.
The Intrepid Foundation, it's hard to describe it as a thing. It's really a force whose mission is to remind people that if you send people to defend your country, you need to take care of them as if they're all heroes.
The Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund helps wounded service members who are experiencing severe injuries, severe burns, and traumatic brain injuries.
Traumatic brain injury is sort of a silent epidemic in the United States. It alters the state of the brain and causes deficits, some of them short-term, some of them long-term.
The symptoms of traumatic brain injury include anxiety, depression, forgetfulness, bizarre behavior, and we believe that the military personnel deserve the same level of care and treatment and concern that a civilian would experience if they decided they needed help.
And the home of love.
In December 2008, these soldiers suffering from TBI got a major boost when the first UFC Fight for the Troops event aired and raised over $4 million to help build the National Intrepid Center of Excellence. The 80,000 square foot facility provides the best neurological care and rehabilitation services to the brave men and women who are suffering from this devastating injury.
The center serves not just as a place for people to be treated and for programs to be developed and for the families to learn about the condition. It also serves really as a magnet for significant research, which will be required as we learn more and more about this condition.
And research is the most crucial tool we can give these men and women who have already given so much to this country.
This is not charity, this is duty. We feel that the men and women of the American military deserve the full, active, vocal, caring support of everybody in this country.
My Uncle Zach once said that you just don't take from this country, you have to give back.
To donate tonight, go to fightforthetroops.com or phone the number on the bottom of your screen. It's an important night for everyone.
It's huge. I mean, these people need help more than you could possibly imagine, and it's a really a sad statement in this world, in this day and age, that we have to raise money to help wounded troops. In my opinion, it should be one of the most important things that our government does, but this is the case, and we're raising millions of dollars, and you can help.
The men who will showcase this great event tonight, Evan Dunham and Melvin Guillard, in our main event of the evening.
Two very, very highly ranked lightweight challengers. These guys, both of them, are very, very skilled. Evan Dunham has been tearing it up lately. A very close decision loss to former champion Sean Sherk in his last fight. Has submitted Efrain Escudero. He has really outstanding submissions, as well as he's very tall, great striking, tremendous heart. Really an outstanding contender. Melvin Guillard's been around for a long time. He's got a tremendous amount of experience. He's very, very quick. And ever since he's moved to Greg Jackson's camp, has really sort of solidified his entire mixed martial arts game and is on the road to being a top contender in the division. A victory over Melvin Guillard tonight will put him, in my opinion, in a top 15, top 10 position.
Live from Fort Hood tonight, we certainly do have a great card for you, including a battle of some heavy-handed heavyweights.
In the heavyweight division, it's a battle of dangerous strikers as Pat Barry fights the Mexicutioner Joey Beltran. In the featherweight division, Canadian Mark Hominick takes on Ultimate Fighter veteran George Roop. And also in the heavyweight division, unbeaten Matt Mitrione will battle Tim Hay. And coming up next, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt Cole Miller battles Matt Wyman right here from Fort Hood, Texas. This is UFC Fight for the Troops. Welcome back to UFC Fight for the Troops.
It's tough times for a lot of people right now, but think how hard it is for the injured soldiers coming home. That's why I'm asking you to please give to the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. This organization is dedicated to providing support to United States military personnel injured while serving our country, including facilities and services that ensure they receive the best treatment possible. Donate today by calling the number on the screen or go to fightforthetroops.com. Even the smallest donation will help. They fight for us, now let's fight for them. Thanks.
Tonight's UFC Fight for the Troops is available in high definition. Owner of 12 career wins by submission, Cole Miller is confident he will make it 3 straight in the octagon by finishing Matt Wiman. In 2007, lightweight up-and-comers Matt Wiman and Cole Miller were each a win away from meeting in the semifinals of the Ultimate Fighter's 5th season before fate intervened. Tonight, more than 3 years later, they will finally face off.
You know, we were friends when we were in the house, and we're friends now, but I don't care if we're friends or enemies so long as tonight he ends up being my victim.
I'm confident in my submissions. I'm confident in my power on my feet and my technique. I'm definitely going to be looking for the knockout and submission of the night.
Winner of 6 of his last 8 bouts, Matt Wiman is closing in on the consistency that may one day lead him to a championship. Thankfully, the popular lightweight isn't playing it safe, as 3 of those 4 recent bouts earned him Fight of the Night honors, and he would love to earn another bonus tonight.
In this fight, I'm going to dictate where the fight goes. I'm going to knock him out or submit him.
A skilled submission artist who pulls off finishes with cool precision, Cole Miller is nonetheless a fierce competitor that has made it clear that he doesn't fight to win decisions, he fights to finish. Winner of 2 in a row, Miller looks to become the first man to ever submit Matt Wiman.
I just go in there and just try to fight the fights. So when the fight's standing, I'm going to be trying to knock him out the whole time. And if he tries to take me to the ground, I'll be trying to tap him out.
Coming up next, Cole Miller fights Matt Wiman. A final look inside the locker room of Cole Miller as he prepares for tonight's UFC battle. And Matt Wiman, who's excited to fight for the troops tonight. Tonight's Locker Room Cam is brought to you by Burger King, home of the Whopper. Tape for this, our first fight of the night, is brought to you by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Cole Miller, 26 years old. Matt Wiman, 27. Miller will have a 6-inch reach advantage. With the introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Fort Hood, Texas, for UFC Fight for the Troops on Spike. And now, it's time to begin our first bout of the evening. 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a freestyle fighter, holding professional record, 12 wins, 5 losses. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 155 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Arvada, Colorado, handsome Matt Wiman. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 17 wins, 4 losses, standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 155 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, by way of Macon, Georgia, Cole Magrinha Miller. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Mergliotta.
Dan Mergliotta, our referee. Miller and Wiman set to get things started.
Let's go fight.
Here we go. Tonight's Fight Clock is brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. Lighter blue trunks. Miller's are blue and white. Blue trunks for Matt Wiman. Both were on season 5 of The Ultimate Fighter.
Cole Miller sent me a text message last night. He said, I can tell you this, me and Wiman is human dogfighting. That's how Cole Miller thinks, and that's how Cole Miller fights.
They were stalking each other back and forth during the introductions. Miller with some quick shots.
Well, both guys are very tenacious. You know, Matt Wiman really upped his intensity, especially before the Thiago Tavares fight. We took Tavares out. I mean, I spoke to him after that fight. He said he really felt like he turned a corner in both his training and his preparation, both mentally and physically for that fight. And that fight was a representation of it.
Battling back and forth, head kick. Wiman pushing forward.
Nice uppercut by Wiman in there. Nice knee by Miller.
Miller with the tie clinch.
Both men have earned 6 victories in their UFC career. Big swing.
Nice check.
Again, the same low kick. Nice combination.
Yeah, especially the leg kick at the end.
Go to fightforthetroops.com right now and join the live auction and bid on amazing items such as a UFC experience with Dana White at an upcoming UFC event. Bidding will close on Sunday, 7 in the East, 4 in the West. Fightforthetroops.com.
Good knee in the clinch there by Miller. He's utilizing that tie clinch well, Mike, but Wyman breaks it off of him.
Going after it, both fighters early, no surprise. Wyman trained in Arvada, Colorado for this fight tonight with Cole Miller.
Yeah, I saw on his banner, he had Amal Easton's jiu-jitsu banner up there. Fantastic gym in both Boulder and Denver.
He had trained in San Francisco with Gilbert Melendez in the Scrap Pack. He and his wife Courtney said we're going to change venues a little bit. Wyman felt like he got some great training in the Rocky Mountains. Well, Miller is always with American Top Team.
Another beautiful thing about going up there is the elevation. You know, the fact that at 5,500 feet above sea, look at this. Miller tried to wrap him up there and pull guard. Wyman on top, and Miller's guard working the ground and pound. Miller holding on to that ankle, perhaps might attack the leg. Good hammer fist on top by Wyman. Oh, nice elbow.
Hammer fist and elbow, scoring some points. "17 career wins for Miller, 12 for Wyman. Matt Wyman also fought on the card in Fayetteville, North Carolina in 2008. Fight for the Troops.
Wyman tying up the right arm of Miller. Miller gets it free. Miller's diving on him. Miller is trying to get that sweep, utilizing the half guard here, but Wyman smartly moving away from it.
30 seconds on the clock.
Sakuraba double chop on him.
Good start for Wyman.
Excellent ground and pound by Wyman. And this is what we were talking about, what happened with Wyman before the Thiago Tavares fight. He really just sort of turned the corner. Before that, he wasn't nearly as tenacious.
10 seconds remain in round number 1. Round 2 coming up next from Verizon 4G LTE. Welcome back to America's Hammer, home of the 3rd Armored Corps, the great place. U.S. Army Base, Fort Hood, Texas. Round 2, Wyman and Miller. Matt Wyman's brother Scott, a Green Beret, fought for our freedom for many years.
Cole Miller's corner instructing him to try to keep this fight on the feet in the 2nd round, Mike. They feel like Wyman, and I agree, stole that 1st round. Oh, he dives on a guillotine here, but Miller winds up on top. No, back to the feet is Wyman.
Miller tried to throw the knee, and he got thrown away by Wyman.
Wyman is just tenacious.
Elbow. Yes, sir. Elbow with control. We're throwing elbows. Watch your leg here if you try to
Wyman has won his last 2 UFC fights. Same with Cole Miller. Dan Lozon, Ross Pearson, both submission of the night performances.
And this is, Matt Wyman has a nice advantage here of being right in front of his corner. And they're giving him some excellent instruction here on ground and pound.
Hey, breathe.
And you can hear him here.
Breathe. Yes, big punch. Watch your leg here. Hey, you're breathing, Matt. Hey, watch this up kick.
Looking again. Tonight we're asking for support to help care for wounded troops suffering from traumatic brain injury.
Control, elbow.
Fightforthetroops.com, 877-747-HERO.
Hey, Matt, he keeps trying to come out the back door there, okay? Hook his arm. He keeps trying to come out the back door, cross face.
Miller is trying to sweep him here by going over the top, and he gets back to his feet. Wyman doesn't allow the sweep, but he does get back to his feet.
Double jab by Miller. Great pace to this fight, Joe.
Miller's taken quite a few shots, Mike. You know, on the ground and pound. Matt Wyman has really tagged him several times. And he's putting it on him here, too.
2 weeks from tonight, Anderson Silva puts his middleweight title and 12-fight unbeaten streak on the line against Vitor Belfort, plus Rich Franklin, Forrest Griffin, Ryan Bader, John Bones Jones, live on pay-per-view, 10 in the East, 7 in the West. Check your listings internationally.
Oh!
Wyman with a big shot.
He tagged him with a big right hand there, Mike, and some nice elbows as well. Cole Miller's got to get something going here, Mike. Wyman again trying to wrap up that neck for a guillotine attempt.
Wyman again with a shot that connects.
And Wyman, you know, pushing a really awesome pace here, Mike. And
you
again,
talked about the altitude.
Yeah, I mean, that really helps so much. It's one of the reasons why so many guys go up to Big Bear to train. And those guys in Colorado, they have a huge advantage.
Wyman, very talented, very well-rounded. Wyman was on Team Penn. Miller was on Team Pulver, Season 5 of The Ultimate Fighter. They got along in the house, but neither man wants to let the other have his arm raised in victory tonight.
Well, Cole Miller went to touch gloves at the beginning of the fight. Wyman denied.
Another one. There's the double
Sakuraba.
Wyman overwhelming Cole Miller.
Miller's trying to push him off, but Wyman just will not be denied. He's trapped the right arm of Cole Miller here. He's trying to free his leg.
Both men honored and humbled to fight in front of the troops tonight. Wyman knows about the armed forces with his brother Scott, the Green Beret.
Cole Miller has got to fight with desperation, Mike. I mean, in my opinion, he's lost very clearly 2 rounds in a row. And Matt Wyman, rather, just looks outstanding.
.45 seconds on the clock here in the round.
Watch your fingers by his eyes.
Wyman, winner of 6 of his last 8 fights.
He's got Cole stacked again. Big shots. You know, you got to wonder, by the way Cole is fighting, whether or not one of those early shots really hurt him, Mike. Because he's kind of fighting to survive here.
Which is unlike Cole Miller.
Very unlike Cole Miller.
Wyman finishing round 2 on top.
All right, seconds out. Let's go.
UFC Fight for the Troops. First fight of the night.
Back up, Cole.
Wyman and Miller. Set to begin the 3rd and final round.
All right, last and final round. You ready? You ready? You ready? Let's go, fight.
Miller still talking to Wyman. But Wyman, as his corner set, has been the bully in this fight.
Yeah, in my opinion, Cole's 2 rounds in the hole here, and he's got to get something going.
Oh, my.
Wyman is just relentless, man.
This might just be the best we've seen Matt Wyman look.
And he looks better every time we see him fight. I mean, Cole Miller, though, is coming off of that outstanding performance against Ross Pearson, one of the best fights he ever put on the octagon. Just can't get it started tonight.
And again, like you said, Joe, it might have been something that he suffered early in the fight.
Yeah, you know, you never know. I mean, Matt Wyman hit him with some big shots, and sometimes one of them hurts a guy real bad, and he just can't snap out of it after that. You know, I mean, his punches look slow. He really just can't get it going. This is so unlike Cole Miller. And Wyman just looks outstanding. He's diving on that guillotine again. He's got him mounted.
Matt Wyman on top one more time here.
And Cole's trying to reverse the position. Cole's trying very hard to reverse the position and get a sweep. He's got an underhook on the left-hand side. He can use that to either try to sweep or to try to get back up to his feet.
Go to fightforthetroops.com right now and join the live auction and bid on amazing items such as a custom-built UFC Camaro. Fightforthetroops.com. Bidding will close on Sunday, 7 in the east, 4 in the west. Robert Gray Army Airfield Hangar.
This is the last thing Cole Miller wants in his last round, is be in the same position with Wyman on top of him, grounding and pounding him.
Matt Wyman putting on a show.
He really is. I mean, this is so impressive. I can't remember the last time somebody shut Cole Miller down like this. I mean, Cole's lost before. He's been caught, but, man, this is just a really impressive performance by Matt Wyman.
240.
Both fighters, as you said, Joe, entered tonight with great momentum on their side.
Over and over again, he's been landing ground and pound. Cole Miller's trying to wrap up that leg, but Wyman smartly putting all his weight on that left leg. And he turns and tries to get out of it. Not quite out. Now he is. Man, this is an outstanding performance by Matt Wyman. He's just really dominating Miller.
2 minutes remain in this fight. Elbow again. Can Miller pull something off here with under 2 minutes left?
Well, he really, honestly, hasn't been able to generate any offense except for a few strikes he landed early in the first round. I mean, it's just the Matt Wyman show.
All Easton Jiu-Jitsu team in Arvada, Colorado.
He's got to know right now that Miller does, that he's got a minute and a half to go, less than that. He's got to really go for broke. Got to make something happen. Either try to attack with a submission, but he's got to do something. You know, he's going to be very disappointed with himself if he loses like this. But again, it could be, as we talked about earlier, he could have taken a big shot early and not been able to recover. Yeah, nice elbow by Wyman.
Under a minute.
Yeah, I mean, Wyman is in a great position there. He doesn't have to do anything. He can just hang on, and he's got the victory.
Would you have ever thought this fight would be one-sided either way?
I thought it would be very close.
Yeah.
You know, I could see either one of the guys winning, but you know, Matt Wyman has shown just how hard he works and how quickly he progresses and the pace that he puts on.
Incredible.
Here in the third round, look at that. He's got the
30 seconds.
He would love to finish this fight here too, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely.
He's going to go for an armbar. He's going to switch it to an armbar. Miller's going to try to turn and wind up on top. And Wyman not allowing him. Just total domination by Wyman.
Matt Wyman.
He is all over Miller.
Absolutely dominates Cole Miller tonight.
Wow. Really impressive performance by Matt Wyman.
As we fight for the troops. The official decision is coming up next from the great place, Fort Hood. The Apache helicopter, used in combat missions in the Persian Gulf War, Afghanistan, Iraq, Panama. Take a look at our fight replay brought to you by the new action film Drive Angry in theaters February 25th.
And this is pretty much the story of this fight. All Matt Wiman, the tenacity of Wiman, constantly attacking, relentlessly punching and kicking, brutal ground and pound, including the tribute Sakuraba double chop. I mean, he just really put on a show tonight. Outstanding performance by handsome Matt Wiman.
Third consecutive good fight he's turned in. Let's make it official with Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score this contest 29-28, 30-27, and 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, handsome Matt Wiman.
Third straight UFC win.
All right, I'm here with the winner, handsome Matt Wiman. Wiman, I gotta tell you, man, this is one of the best performances we've seen you put on the octagon. Cole Miller's a tough guy, and you totally dominated him tonight.
Man, thank you so much. I was going through a lot of nerves before this fight. You know, it was one of those things like Tavares. I mean, it's probably the most nervous I've ever been besides that night. And I just want to.
Well, it's interesting that you point that out because the Tavares fight was also a fight that we say is a fight where you turn the corner.
I think when you got that pruning process and you got to grow, I mean, that's going to be the hardest. I mean, to get yourself there mentally, physically, and spiritually. I mean, it's just so crazy tough.
Well, you put yourself through tonight. You got a little list here. Try to get through that as quick as you can.
I'll do it real quick, Rogan. I want to thank the Lord for all he's done for me, my wife, my family, everyone who helped me train for this fight, everyone at the UFC and Cole Miller for making this fight happen. Quick shout out to James and Tony in Afghanistan right now. They woke up at 5 in the morning just to watch this fight. They're special forces there in Afghan. 7216, what's up, guys? Hey, and real quick, Joe, what's up, 7214? I love you guys. You're my real hero. And lastly, I left my TV on in my house so my animals can watch this. What's up, guys? I love you.
Awesome performance, man. Congratulations. Handsome Matt Wiman, ladies and gentlemen.
Spectacular fight for Matt Wiman. 2 weeks from tonight, it's UFC 126. Anderson Silva, Vitor Belfort for the title. Earlier, Joe caught up with the challenger.
All right, we are joined via satellite by Vitor Belfort, the challenger on February 5th, fighting against Anderson Silva for the middleweight championship of the world. Vitor, first of all, how has training gone, and how do you feel about this upcoming challenge on February 5th?
Training is going well. We're training very hard for a long time, and I'm very, very anxious to go back. It's been a while, and I miss getting that energy in the octagon, hearing all the fans, and just go there and fight, bite mouthpiece, and just go there and do what we are training for, and we see, man.
Now, a lot of people feel that this, even though Anderson has faced very many title challengers, this is the first time he's facing a truly elite striker in you. Do you feel that's an accurate assessment, and do you feel that that's going to be a big difference coming into this fight?
I don't know. People think different ways. People sometimes they look to a wall and they see a white color, but some people they can see gray. You know, my expectation, like I said, Joe, is not what people think. I know what's my capability of striking and ground and takedown. So I think I'm gonna be one of the top challenges that Anderson have in the past. But Anderson's been facing a lot of good guys, but as strike-wise, I don't know. I cannot say because everyone has a different skills and different ways to put things together. And I hope I can be one of the top fighters that been facing him and give him a big trouble.
Now, Vitor, you have gone through so much in your life, both in your career as a fighter and in your private life. Do you feel at this point in time that a lot of the adversity that you've gone through has strengthened you and helped you prepare for this great moment, the biggest moment in your entire career?
No doubt. Joe, the biggest moment of our life is what is next. You know, if we're trying to live in our past, we're going to have regrets and nothing's going to happen. So we need to take everything that's happening in our life, good or bad. We need to kind of blend it up and make us strong in our personal life and our professional life. And in our professional life, for sure, that's the biggest thing in my career. I'm having this chance. I have to earn it and making sure in the 5th, when I step in that cage, you know, I do my best.
Wise and inspiring words from the challenger. It is a fantastic fight. I can't wait to see it. A terrific matchup. February 5th, Vitor Belfort challenges Anderson Silva for the middleweight championship of the world. Thank you very much for joining us, Vitor, and good luck to you, brother.
Amen, bro. Take care. God bless all. Take care. See you later.
Former light heavyweight champion Vitor Belfort takes on Anderson Silva for the UFC middleweight title. Also on the card at UFC 126, Forrest Griffin and Rich Franklin fight, plus John Bones Jones takes on Ryan Bader. Live on pay-per-view, coverage begins at 9 p.m. on Spike in the U.S. Check your listings internationally. Tonight, the UFC fights for the troops here in Fort Hood, Texas, as we ask for your support of the several 100,000 veterans of Iraq and Afghanistan who have suffered some level of traumatic brain injury due to trauma in combat.
I'm Tim Maxwell. I was a lieutenant colonel in the United States Marine Corps. I had plans for death. I had plans for limb loss. The TBI, when I got that, was brand new. So TBI was something I definitely wasn't ready for. No idea, never heard of it. If somebody had told me in 2004, a month prior to my getting hit, that you take trauma in the brain and live, I wouldn't have believed them.
Tim was in a small army post south of Baghdad when 15 mortar rounds were fired into the campsite. Shrapnel ripped into Tim's brain, causing it to swell. Doctors performed an emergency surgery, removing a portion of his skull to relieve the pressure.
Historically, we would all have died, no question. And I've seen the pictures of my brain, and you can see where the shrapnel is, and part of my brain is dead. But they really don't know exactly which part was hit and cut. They don't know what my brain's gonna do about it. Am I gonna recover? They don't know if what the damage is gonna be and how long term. Basically, right now, they know nothing. They know how to remove some skulls so you don't die. That's good. What's next? Some milk and a brine.
My amazing husband every day gets up with an amazing attitude. He's got, for lack of a better term, an indomitable spirit. He's constantly charging ahead, and there are tough days, but he pulls himself out. I think it would be difficult for anyone to reconcile who they were with who they are now.
Good bread, good meat, good God, let's eat. The fact that my dad chose to do something like this for a cause that he thought was noble, and no matter what the consequences, he knew what might have happened, and he did it anyways. I think that's amazing.
And he didn't just quit after he got injured either. I just remember him talking about he just wanted to go back. He was sitting there, could hardly move or talk, and all he wanted was to go back because he didn't want to leave his guys. So proud.
Even though Tim's injuries are severe, he still recognizes how fortunate he is, and he does everything he can to help out his fellow wounded warriors.
I travel a lot now, and I give speeches and I talk to people, and I get a lot of citizens who thank me for my service, and I get asked, what can I do today for you wounded warriors? And what you could do is you could donate money to Intrepid. So I would request y'all skip going to McDonald's once a week and send that money to Intrepid. Give up your McDonald's and have a cheeseburger, have a peanut butter and jelly, and give that money to Intrepid so we can get our brains fixed.
Fort Hood, Texas, home of the Phantom Warriors and the Third Corps. This empowering image is a reflection of what these men and women do every day as American warriors. One of the most dangerous and entertaining strikers in the heavyweight division, Pat Barry returns tonight, ready to go toe-to-toe with the Mexicutioner, Joey Beltran. If there was ever a mixed martial arts fight in which the odds of a takedown were slim and none, tonight's heavyweight matchup between all-action Joey Beltran and stand-up specialist Pat Barry is the one. There is little doubt that this fight will be full of some serious striking.
There's no secret to the way that I fight. I bring it every single time, fight with my heart, and I lay it on the line.
I'm gonna punch him in his head, and his whole game plan is gonna go out the window. He's gonna turn into an instant wrestler. He's gotta take
take the fight to the ground. He knows that, just like I know I've got to keep the fight standing.
In 2010, Joey Beltran came out of nowhere to become a player in the heavyweight division thanks to wins over Hollis Gracie and Tim Hague and a fight of the night 3-rounder with Matt Mitrione. How can he top that? With a win over Pat Barry tonight.
Pat Barry can go ahead and keep up his silly antics and be the clown that we all know that he is, but once they say go, I'm coming out there and I'm punching him in his face. And I know that's gonna knock that stupid smirk right off his face.
A quick study in the MMA game after a successful kickboxing career, Pat Barry's punches and kicks have already made a painful impression on the likes of Dan Evanson and Anthony Hardunk. Next on the hit list for H.D. Barry is fellow striker Joey Beltran.
Fighting in front of the troops is going to be one hell of an honor, and I'm going to give them what they want to see. I'm going to knock out Joey Beltran.
Coming up next, Pat Barry battles Joey Beltran. A final look inside the locker room of Pat Barry and the Mexicutioner, Joey Beltran. Tonight's Locker Room Cam is brought to you by Burger King, home of the Whopper.
Times are tough for a lot of people right now, but think how hard it is for the injured soldiers coming home. That's why I'm asking you to please give to the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. This organization is dedicated to providing support to the U.S. military personnel injured while serving our country. They provide facilities and services that ensure our wounded warriors receive the best treatment possible. Donate today by calling the number on the screen or go to fightforthetroops.com. Even the smallest donation will help. They fight for us. Now let's fight for them. Thanks.
Former champion Rich Franklin. Our tale of the tape for this heavyweight fight is brought to you by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Barry, 2 years older, 2 inches shorter, 10 pounds heavier at the weigh-ins yesterday. And here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a wrestler and a boxer, holding a professional record, 12 wins, 4 losses. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 230 pounds. Fighting out of Carlsbad, California, Joey the Mexicutioner Beltran. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a kickboxer, holding a professional record, 5 wins, 2 losses. Standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 240 pounds. Fighting out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Pat H.D. Barry. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Mario Yamasaki.
Mario Yamasaki, our referee. Heavyweight battle. The beautiful Brittany. Great to be here tonight.
There we go. First round, you ready?
Raising money.
Let's go.
For the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. Tonight's clock brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. The American clad shorts on Joey Beltran. Black trunks for Pat Barry.
Joey Beltran's got some heavy hands, but Pat Barry is a very, very good striker. If you've never seen him in the octagon before, he's got some of the most powerful leg kicks in the division. Very strong punches as well. If he has a weakness, it is his ground game, but his stand-up is elite.
7 months ago, he fought Mirko Cro Cop, came out on fire, suffered a broken right foot, broken right hand. First fight back.
And Pat Barry would very much like to keep this fight standing. Joey Beltran wants to turn it into what he described as a dirty brawl.
Box the brawler, brawl the boxer. One of the terms used by the Mexicutioner coming into this battle against Pat Barry. A more serious and focused Pat Barry entering the octagon for the 5th time tonight. Barry spent some time training at Brock Lesnar's camp prior to Brock's last fight, working with those heavyweights and the ground game every day.
That's his #1 weakness. He spent his life as a kickboxer, and he's outstanding at that. It's just keeping the fight off the ground. I mean, in the Tim Hague fight, he had Tim in all kinds of trouble, but made a mistake, wound up on the bottom, Tim submitted him. And, you know, that's really been the story of his MMA career, is his problems with the ground game. And Joey Beltran is trying to exploit that. And also in trying to exploit that in wearing him out and making him wrestle. He's going to force a lot of blood into his limbs, and it's going to make it hard for Pat to come with those really fast, snappy, explosive punches and kicks.
Go to fightforthetroops.com right now. Join the live auction. Bid on such items as a private training session with UFC Hall of Famer Randy Couture and former light heavyweight champion Forrest Griffin. Don't forget the bidding will close Sunday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. More than 100,000 individual donors have contributed to make this dream, the Intrepid Center of Excellence, become a reality, but we need your help and continued support for the men and women who keep us safe and free every day.
That was a perfectly executed leg kick by Pat Barry. Shin to the meat. And Joey Beltran cannot take very many of those.
No human being really can.
Well, you got to be a real elite kickboxer to take the kind of leg kicks that Barry throws.
As powerful as any in MMA.
Look at that, man. That's some steam. That's 2, and Beltran is already starting to limp a little bit. You can see him gingerly putting weight on that left leg. In his premier fight in the Octagon against Doug Evanson, he stopped Doug kickboxing. Very nice. He stopped Doug with those leg kicks. Very nice punches to the body there by Beltran. And again, Beltran's doing what he said. He wants to turn it into a brawl. And this is perfect.
Close the distance, avoid the leg kicks. Beltran said first leg kick, it's time to wrestle. At least it's time to close the distance. He simplified things in this camp. He turned up the intensity.
Well, he's using his head here, too. Look at this, pushing it into Pat Barry's face, pressing it against his jaw, holding him in place, and then using that dirty boxing and knees to the legs.
Joey said that Pat Barry is definitely the most dangerous person he's ever fought, and he's approached the fight in that exact manner. Under a minute remains in round 1.
Stop! Come on, man. You got that one.
I guess that one went low again. That's 2 in a row. Let's take a look at that again. Yep, no doubt about it. And that's 2 that landed there. The second one, Mario Yamasaki couldn't see it.
What's your news, huh?
Well, Joey wants to turn it into that kind of a brawl. You know, he wants to get those inside knees, real tight elbows, punches. He wants to close the distance and not allow Pat Barry to utilize his technical striking.
Go to fightforthetroops.com. Call 877-747-HERO. Barry and Beltran.
All Pat Barry needs is a couple kicks.
Get things going. When he throws to finish.
He's looking down, which means he's probably going to kick up. If you see him staring down at the feet, he's probably going to throw a head kick.
Round 1 is in the books. Here from the great place, Fort Hood, Texas. Getting set for round 2. 72,000 square foot center is the nation's premier center for research, diagnosis, and treatment of traumatic brain injury. Fight for the troops tonight. Support the National Intrepid Center of Excellence. Fightforthetroops.com, 877-747-HERO.
You ready? Let's go, come on.
Round 2. Sticking with the game plan in round 1.
I was just about to say, Joey Beltran right away is still moving weird on that left leg.
Barry with a right hand.
Duke Roufus is really imploring Pat Barry in between rounds to get busy with his kicks.
Pat Barry, K1 kickboxing background, trained with the legendary Ernesto Hoost. fought Mirko Krokop in Vancouver, British Columbia last year.
He had Mirko in all kinds of trouble in the first round. But, you know, he got real weird in that fight, the point where they were hugging in the middle of the round.
Didn't help he had a broken foot and a broken hand either.
Yeah. I mean, he fought a hero, and he kind of got a little bit of hero worship in the middle of it. Nice leg kick again. Beautiful timing there by Barry. And this is what Barry needs. He needs to get loose.
He wants to be technical, and as you said earlier, Beltran wants to turn it into a slugfest.
Well, on paper, it's a terrible fight for Beltran because Beltran's a real tough fighter, but he's not a great wrestler. He's a brawler. And, you know, you brawl with a technical striker like Pat Barry, and you get a lot of trouble. You get lit up.
Smile on the face of the executioner.
Another one.
But another shin on the leg. Quick hands by Beltran.
And now this is what Beltran wants, and this is exactly what Duke Roufus is imploring Pat Barry to avoid. Don't let him tie up.
This fight was described, Joe, as sniper versus zombie.
Who described it as that?
I don't know, but I thought it was very appropriate.
I don't know who's the zombie. Joey Beltran's a zombie?
Well, the sniper's got to be Barry, and Joey will push forward, like you said.
Beltran working very hard to get him down. Almost had him. Got him down to one knee. Trying to pull that leg out. Pat Barry back up to his feet.
.245 on the clock. Trying to take Barry down.
Barry doing a good job avoiding it, but as we said, you know, Beltran is not some great wrestler. So this is really hard for him. This is what he needs. Joey Beltran needs to press him against the cage, neutralize his technical advantage, and just stomp him.
Yamasaki says, back to the center of the octagon we go. FightForTheTroops.com, live auction ongoing. Amazing items such as a dinner date with the UFC Octagon girls. Bidding closes on Sunday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. All the proceeds benefit the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. The $65 million center was entirely funded by donations from the public.
That one again hurt Beltran. He backed up and started dancing. Beltran is as tough as nails, though, Mike. I mean, he's coming at him. He's throwing punches. He landed an inside leg kick of his own. He eats another one. Look, he's limping.
Yep, and he
switched stances for a bit.
Yes, he did. Oh, my
Takes one to the head.
How quick was that?
This
Under
is what
90
Pat Barry
seconds.
should always be doing. He hurt him with that punch as well, Mike. And again with that leg kick.
Barry trying to chop him down.
It's a matter of time now, Mike. He's hurt. He's hurt, and he has one leg. I mean, he's playing it off. It's because Beltran's so tough, but he's in a bad situation right now. And Pat Barry's getting loose.
Barry just missed with the uppercut.
Good
kick
body
by
kick
Beltran.
by Beltran.
But how much weight can he put on that front leg
Very
now,
little.
Joe?
As you saw it with that left leg that he just threw. I mean, he just kind of slapped it out there. Again. Oh, man. And the timing with that. Perfect.
Uppercut. Still pushing forward, though, is Beltran.
Yeah, Beltran's got one leg now.
Barry, as athletic a heavyweight as we have, mixes things up nicely. Training with Duke Roufus in Milwaukee. Anthony Pettis, one of the top lightweights in the world.
You know, in my opinion, he's let him off the hook. And Beltran's coming on strong.
Final seconds of the round. Finish as well for the executioner. Tonight's effort will support our ability to care for those who have stepped up to courageously answer our nation's call to serve. So you right now, call 877-747-HERO. Go to FightForTheTroops.com and support the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund.
You ready? Let's go.
2 fighters in the octagon.
Joey
5 minutes left in the fight.
Just banged his knuckles together and said, let's scrap.
Tonight is a night that we fight for the troops. Again, with the left. Make your donations right now. Support this great cause. Beltran tries to answer. Every little bit helps.
Beltran can take it, man, I'll tell you that. Both in the legs and in the head.
Watch for it again.
There's no quit in Joey Beltran. And he ate another leg kick. And he's considerably lost a considerable amount of spring in his step. But yet he keeps pushing forward.
Robert Gray Army Airfield Hangar, Fort Hood, Texas, in another. Under 4 now. Beltran continues to throw.
I mean, when they're in close like that, that leg kick is just right there. And Beltran nicely into the body.
Looking up at the clock is Barry.
I mean, that tenacity has been a hallmark of Beltran's performances in every single fight in the octagon from the Hollis Gracie fight on. He's just got no quit in him. And Pat Barry, in my opinion, just seems a bit too comfortable now. He's letting Beltran get back in the action and tee off on him.
He's done this in every round at one point or another, Joe.
And this is what Beltran wants to keep doing. Just keep him pinned up against the cage and dirty box him.
Former champions and Ultimate Fighter coaches will finally meet as Forrest Griffin battles Rich Franklin 2 weeks from tonight, UFC 126, live on pay-per-view. Also, middleweight title on the line. Anderson Silva, Vitor Belfort. John Jones, Ryan Bader. 10 in the East, 7 in the West. Coverage begins with UFC prelims live on Spike. Check your listings internationally.
Joey Beltran has bloodied the face of Pat Barry with these combinations, Mike. All that dirty boxing, pressing him up against the cage and brawling. Joey Beltran is scoring in this round.
Coming off a fight of the night performance in Indianapolis with Matt Mitrione. And again, happy to go toe-to-toe with anyone in the world, Joey Beltran. Again with his boxing. Under 2 on the clock.
There it is. There's that leg kick.
Just snaps those hips.
Yeah,
turns the leg over and digs the shin into the thigh.
Again. And Joey responds with a kick of his own. And again.
He might have gotten poked in the eye.
He might have gotten poked in the eye, and then that leg kick certainly didn't help.
Your legs. Your legs. Let me see it. Let me see the doctor for his eye.
Let's take a look at it and see what happened here. Oh, yeah. No question about that. And then the leg kick. He tried to push off, which is, you know, a common move in Muay Thai when you have those full gloves. But unfortunately, the same technique in MMA, the fingers go right in the eye.
Three. How many fingers do you see? 1. How many fingers do you see? 2. Can't see. How many do you see? 2. How many do you see? 1.
Doctor's making sure that he's good to continue.
He says yes. Wow. That was close.
You saw him react before the kick to the accidental poke in the eye, Joe.
It's unquestionably what happened.
Accidental, unintentional. 90 seconds in the fight.
There it goes again. Not much left on that leg.
Nope. Barry senses it.
Yeah.
And again catches the leg.
Beltran catches it, yeah. Oh, and he tried a flying knee.
Goodness. Barry trying to finish now.
That was a femur breaker right there. And Pat Barry's got to get free here.
1 minute.
He's punching on the same leg that's hurt.
in the same spot.
That's how bad he knows it's hurt. Pat Barry in a full mount. Get out of here. And out of there he is. And Joey Beltran can barely stand.
He's going to put that leg up front.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Oh, man.
It just whips through.
Yeah, it's amazing how Joey Beltran can just take the glance off of his head.
20 seconds left in the fight.
Digs to the body. Where's that leg kick? Where is that leg kick?
A battle to the finish.
And again, that could be it.
And one more time. What a great fight.
And Beltran collapses from those leg kicks.
Two great fighters leaving it in the octagon for the troops.
Tonight's UFC Fight for the Troops, live on Spike, is being brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. By Drive Angry, shot in 3D, starring Nicolas Cage, in theaters February 25th. And by Burger King, home of the Whopper.
Major General Grimsley, Senior Commander, here in Fort Hood, Texas, thank you for allowing us the honor tonight to fight for your troops. Tonight's fight replay brought to you by the new action film Drive Angry, in theaters February 25th.
And there is the leg kicks of Pat Barry, and there's a head kick as well. And again, you know, that is the story of this fight, is the kickboxing of Pat Barry. Joey Beltran tried to turn him into a dirty brawl, but he was unsuccessful. And there's the end of the fight. Over and over again, Barry landed those kicks. Just a tremendous leg-kicking exhibition by Pat Barry.
Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score this contest 30-27, 29-28, and 29-28 for the winner. By unanimous decision, Pat H.D. Barry.
Pat wears his father's dog tags. He passed away when Pat was a young man. Here's Joe.
All right, I'm here with Pat Barry. Pat, tremendous performance, fantastic leg kicks. You look upset.
25 years ago, David J. Barry, US 56456-968, passed away 25 years ago. I was 6, my sister was 12, my brother was 3. This is all we've got. Grandmother married to us 20 years ago. This is it. Hey man, this is the greatest country in the world.
Pat, you're obviously very emotional. How important was it tonight here, coming in with all that emotion, to be fighting here for the troops?
Hey man, I don't know what y'all everyday lives are like. My younger brother was in Operation Enduring Freedom for 5 or 6 years, or however long he was going. My dad did it, all my uncles and aunts did it, and you all do it for us. It's an honor to be able to give you a few hours away from your everyday lives, just to relax and sit back. I salute you with both hands, man, it don't matter.
All right, Pat, now back to the fight. Joey Beltran, very, very tough guy. Were you surprised at all the leg kicks that guy could take?
Hey, man, Joey Beltran, I said in every interview, that dude is a zombie. I kicked him in his face 300 times, and I think I beat his leg to death, and he was gonna keep coming no matter what. If we had 2 more rounds, he'd be hopping around on 1 leg. That dude is a monster, man.
Well, you're a monster as well, man. Tremendous leg kicks, excellent performance, and congratulations on the victory. Pat Barry, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Matt Mitrione, you're fired.
America's Hammer, Pat Barry, honoring his father,
everybody,
his family, the troops, as we do tonight, and revisit a man we first met in December of 2008.
Traumatic brain injury it's forever. It doesn't go away. It's not like a bone that heals and you're good. It's forever.
In 2008, Army Sergeant Nathan Taves was one of the 4 soldiers with traumatic brain injury featured in the first Fight for the Troops event.
So since the last time that I was interviewed, I'm going to school at Dickinson College, 2 majors now, so it's a big distraction. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of effort, and it lowers the chance of kind of my mind wandering, because when my mind wanders, it doesn't wander to nice things or nice places. So that helps. It doesn't prevent it, but it helps.
Nathan's traumatic brain injury occurred on June 13th, 2006, when his convoy was ambushed.
I don't know how well you heal from it, as opposed to just learn to work around it. I'm still figuring that out myself.
Besides going to school, Nathan volunteers for a student organization that helps needy communities.
Been to Guatemala, been to New Orleans twice, and it gives me a sense of accomplishment. It just feels, I feel like doing service is kind of an obligation. If you're able to do it, you should do it. People ask, why do you do that kind of stuff? I ask, why not, I guess. All right, buddy, come here. Come on. My best friend, who I served with, he lives out here, and he has a family, and he has a son who he'll be 2 in February. He's my godson. And I love that kid. He's my therapy, he really is. What are you here? Huh?
Though Nathan has made great personal strides, more funding for research is the key to future progress for him and his fellow soldiers.
Part of getting this research done relies on everybody. If you can, there's no reason not to. It's like I said, don't ask why, ask, well, why not? There's guys out there that are suffering.
Puts it all in perspective, Sergeant Nathan Taves, who we met in Fayetteville, North Carolina, December of 2008. It's time for you to do your part to fight for the troops.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge cause. If you really are moved by this the way we are moved by this, please donate. The number is there on the screen, and we've raised a tremendous amount of money before in the past, over $4 million, and we would like to raise at least that much tonight.
Joe, so many men and women who go overseas to fight for our freedom do not come back in the same condition in which they went over deployed.
I mean, it's obvious by these videos. I mean, they're heartbreaking. It's really devastating, and what can we say besides this is why we're here, this is what we're trying to do, we're trying to raise money for it, and as I said before, it's a shame, it's a true shame that we have to raise money for it, but this is the situation that we're in.
Well, we're glad to be here tonight. We need your help. I know you'll continue to give great support as we fight for the troops. FightForTheTroops.com, 877-747-HERO. Next fight, lightweight competitor on season 8 of The Ultimate Fighter, George Roop, has flourished as a featherweight. Tonight, his challenge in the featherweight division is the Canadian Mark Hominick. After exciting runs in the WEC, featherweight contenders George Roop and Mark Hominick are coming home to the octagon tonight. But this time, UFC fans will get to see these two standouts at their best at 145 pounds.
George Roop is the one who's standing in way for my title shot. There's no way he's taken from me.
I'm very excited to fight in front of the troops tonight. I'm gonna put on an exciting fight for them, and I'm gonna knock Mark Hominick out.
A member of the Ultimate Fighter Season 8 cast,
George Roop engaged in 3 UFC fights before realizing that 155 pounds was not the place for him. Reignited as a featherweight, Roop put on a Fight of the Night performance against Leonard Garcia before knocking out the seemingly unstoppable Chan Sung Jung.
I know Hominick has great footwork and is very fast, but he's not going to be able to get away from me when I put the pressure on him. I'm going to track him down and I'm going to kick him in the head just like I did Jung.
One of the rare fighters to own an undefeated UFC career record, Ontario's Mark Hominick defeated Yves Edwards and George Gurgel in 2006 before moving to 145 pounds and the WEC. Fresh from a 2010 campaign that saw him win 4 exciting bouts in a row, the machine is back and ready to battle.
I believe I'm the best 145-pound striker in the UFC, and to go out there and prove it tonight. When I get my hands on him, I can make a statement with my fists.
Coming up next, Mark Hominick takes on George Roop. A final look inside the locker room of the Canadian, Mark Hominick, as he gets set to take on Ultimate Fighter veteran, George Roop. Tonight's Locker Room Cam is brought to you by Burger King, home of the Whopper. Transportation Battalion Color Guard, and a special thanks to the MGM Mirage for bringing out Terry Fader to entertain the troops last night and to perform the national anthem earlier this evening. Truly a moving moment.
Dude has a serious voice.
Wow. Thank you, Terry Fader. Fans donate more than 100 right now, you'll receive a Fight for the Troops t-shirt. Take a look at our tail of the tape for this fight, brought to you by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go, 28-year-old against 29-year-old. Teammates for a long time, they fight tonight. George Roop has the reach advantage. With the official introduction, the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding professional record, 11 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Tucson, Arizona, George Roop. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a Muay Thai kickboxer, holding professional record, 19 wins, 8 losses, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 145 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Thamesford, Ontario, Canada, Mark the Machine Hominick. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Don Turnage.
Don Turnage, our referee. George Roop and Mark Hominick. If Hominick wins, he earns a title fight against Jose Aldo. They've trained together on numerous occasions for years with Sean Tompkins.
George Roop utilizing that long reach and those kicks from the outside, and Hominick really trying to close the distance. Hominick, one of the premier students of Sean Tompkins, an outstanding striker, very, very technical, does everything correct. Hands always in the proper position, punches always come with perfect technique.
And they come frequently.
And he's got a great ground game as well.
Oh, big right hand!
That's what I'm talking about, just perfect technique.
Hominick now with the left follow.
And a good ground game, as I said, was saying, submitted Yves Edwards with a triangle. He's just a very well-rounded fighter.
Threw 400 strikes in 8 minutes in an awesome fight with Yves Chabot.
And he knows what is on the line in this fight. A shot at the title, a shot at Jose Aldo, a man who many feel is one of the top 3 pound-for-pound fighters in the world.
Again, he connects.
Roop is in a lot of trouble.
Hominick, again with a right hand.
Hominick is just on fire. Roop is out on his feet, Mike, and still swinging.
Oh, my!
This fight's over. This fight is over. This fight is over, and that is a good call.
Mark Hominick
That's a good call.
has earned a title shot against Jose Aldo.
Oh, man, look at that. Why did that referee leave him alone like that after he can't even walk? Mark Hominick is holding George Roop up right now. Someone should get in there from his corner and hold him up.
Well, of all people there, Sean Tompkins, who trained him forever.
Yeah, I can't imagine why the referee just let him stand up like that and walked away from him. You got to hold on to a guy that gets knocked out like that and make sure he's okay. And where was his corner?
Joe, tonight's fight replay brought to you by the new action film Drive Angry in theaters February 25th.
It was an excellent stoppage. I mean, he was in bad trouble. His eyes were rolled back in his head. And look at this. He tees off on him, and the referee comes in and stops it. And this is a very good call by the referee. But then he just leaves him there. And Roop gets up, and he can't even walk. I mean, good call by the referee and amazing performance by Hominick. But now watch this. The referee calls it off and then walks away. And when he walks away, or they're not going to show it, but George Roop was in some serious trouble.
Long-time training partners.
Brilliant performance by Hominick.
Brilliant is the perfect way to describe what Mark Hominick just showed us all. Mark Hominick.
Times are tough for a lot of people right now, but think how hard it is for our injured soldiers coming home.
That's why I'm asking you to please give to the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund.
The Fallen Heroes Fund is dedicated to providing support to U.S. military personnel injured while serving our country.
They provide facilities and services that ensure our wounded warriors receive the best treatment possible.
Donate today by calling the number on the screen or go to fightforthetroops.com.
Even the smallest donation will help.
They fight for us. Now let's fight for them.
What a fight, what a performance turned in by Mark Hominick. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Don Turnage has called us. Ladies and gentlemen, referee Don Turnage has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 28 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Mark the Machine Hominick.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Mark Hominick. Now, Mark, coming into this fight, you knew that a victory would ensure you a shot at the champion, Jose Aldo, and you put on the best performance we've ever seen from you in the octagon. Really, George Roop is a tough customer, and you just came out and systematically took him apart. How happy are you with your performance?
I'm thrilled. I know if you're next in line for a title shot, you gotta go out there and prove it, and I believe I did that with my fists tonight. I believe my stand-up's far superior than everybody, and you just have to show it. You have to prove it in the cage.
Well, let's take a look at some of this pinpoint striking. I mean, you just were incredibly accurate tonight. Every punch literally like 78% of your punches landed, and he was in bad trouble at the end here. He protested the stoppage, but as you see, as he got up, I mean, he was in a bad situation here. And if it wasn't for you catching him there, he probably would have fell down again.
That's, no disrespect. He's a fighter. He's got a fighter's heart. I'd do the exact same thing if I got knocked down, don't want to stop. I just want to give a shout out to my wife. She's home pregnant. I'm so excited to come see you. I don't know how you guys in the crowd go overseas for a year at a time for your tours, because it's very tough to be away from your family, and it's an honor to fight in front of you tonight.
Now let's talk about your title shot now. Jose Aldo, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, but you have stated publicly you do not think he's ever faced a striker like you. And coming from this performance tonight, I believe that's true.
There's no question. You just have to make statements with your performances, and I believe I did that tonight. Jose's next. I think he's best pound-for-pound, but he's never faced anyone like me, and I'm going to go out there and prove it.
Well, that is an outstanding matchup, and I can't wait to see it. Congratulations to you tonight, sir. Mark Hominick, ladies and gentlemen.
Mark Hominick defeats George Roop. Up next, a shot at the featherweight title held by Jose Aldo. Welcome back to Fort Hood, Texas, where tonight the UFC fights for the troops. And next month, in Las Vegas, the UFC middleweight title is on the line. One of the most vicious strikers in the UFC today. The quickest, the fastest hands in UFC history. Oh, he rocked him! He hurt him! Oh, my goodness!
Vitor Belfort, trying to become the first man to defeat Anderson Silva in the octagon.
The greatest fighter in the world has finally met his match.
Oh my! Anderson the Spider Silva.
That's how fast Vitor can end fights.
Vitor Belfort, as dangerous as any man on the planet.
Also, former champions Rich Franklin and Forrest Griffin will battle it out. While the unstoppable John Jones and the undefeated Ryan Bader fight for control of the light heavyweight ranks. The Ultimate Fighting Championship presents UFC 126, Silva versus Belfort, live Saturday, February 5th, only on pay-per-view.
All right, we are joined via satellite by the middleweight champion of the world, Mr. Anderson Silva. Anderson, thank you for joining us. Please tell us how the training has gone for this fight against Vitor Belfort.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my fans. My training is very good. It's very hard. 2 more weeks, maybe. I'm happy. I'm very excited for my fight.
Tell me what challenges, in your opinion, what unique challenges does Vitor bring as an opponent, and how do you see this fight going down on February 5th?
Veloz nos movimentos.
The fight, I expect it to be very tough, a very good fight, because Vitor is a very fast. He's very good with his striking. He's a good grappler, a good wrestler. But I'm very happy to be able to fight and present myself once again to my fans.
Anderson, one of the aspects of many of your previous title defenses has been there's a dramatic difference between your skill level in the striking department and that of your opponents. Many people feel like in the Vitor Belfort fight, this will be the first time that you are facing an elite striker. Since that is one of your main attributes, are you excited about this challenge, a chance to face off against an elite striker to challenge for your title?
I'm very excited for a fight for Vitor. I'm very excited. I'm happy for my working and my academy, for my team. I'm very happy. I'm very excited for fight. This is the great fight.
I very much look forward to February 5th. It should be a very exciting fight. Vitor Belfort versus Anderson Silva for the middleweight championship of the world. Anderson, thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my fans. Thank you.
Middleweight champion Anderson Silva puts his title on the line against Vitor Belfort. Also on the card at UFC 126, Forrest Griffin and Rich Franklin, plus unstoppable John Jones meets undefeated Ryan Bader. 2 weeks from tonight, live on pay-per-view. Coverage begins at 9 p.m. on Spike in the U.S. Check your listings internationally. Fort Hood, Texas. This is UFC Fight for the Troops. Welcome back to UFC Fight for the Troops. We are on the base in Fort Hood, Texas, and tonight we are asking for your support to help care for the wounded troops suffering from traumatic brain injury.
I got shot by friendly fire.
On July 7th, 2007, Army Captain Pat Horan was on patrol when an Iraqi soldier confused him for the enemy and opened fire.
The doctor think that I got shot right in here. And they took off of half of my head, totally gone.
Drain it, drain it, drain it. There you go. TBI has affected Pat in so many ways. He used to be one of the most athletic people that I knew. Oh. As far as his personality, he used to be very in charge, always knowing what was going on, kind of the leader. And now he's kind of in the background. I have to make all the decisions. Usually I tell him not to do things like this when I'm not home. So. He's not allowed to ride the bike or take a shower. In some ways, it's kind of like having a child. There's a lot of going behind him and making sure that things are done and he follows through with things and making sure he knows his schedule and making sure that he's safe.
Considering the severity of damage to Pat's brain, he's made a remarkable recovery.
As we went along further and got more and more therapy, every therapist we saw along the way could never give us really an answer what his recovery would look like. So that really leads me to believe that there's so much unknown about the brain.
Modern neuroscience is only about 75 years old. So I think we're really, maybe we've known about 5% of what's in there. And if we stop research right now, or we cut back on research right now, the cost in human suffering is enormous. We just have to learn as fast as we can.
More research is needed, and funds are short. But still, families like the Harans hope to return to the life they once knew.
The future is gonna be, it's gonna be better. Right now is way more than I thought I was supposed to be. And so, I don't know, maybe I can get a job, maybe, you know, but I'm just really thankful for being alive, you know. I don't know what to say, honestly. I just say I'm alive.
Joined by Marty Edelman, one of the leaders of the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. This truly is an ongoing process.
This is a wonderful experience. You know, our partnership with the UFC has allowed us to raise the money we've needed to build the Intrepid Center in San Antonio, and now the Traumatic Brain Injury Center in Bethesda, Maryland.
Amazing that 2 years ago, we were together raising the funds to get this all started. How far have you come since December of 2008?
We dedicated the full installation at the Bethesda Naval Hospital on June 24th of 2010, and there's a full complement of staff treating soldiers who have experienced traumatic brain injury, which, as you know, is the signature wound of this war.
What an incredible setting again tonight here at Fort Hood. It puts everything in life in perspective.
It certainly does. When you see these really courageous warriors who are here, including the ones who have already experienced traumatic brain injury, and we see how they're being rehabilitated and taken care of, it means that America is complying with its covenant that when we send volunteer citizens to fight for our freedoms, we have a duty to take care of them when they come home.
It's amazing how our fighters embrace the military and the military embraces our fighters.
It's wonderful to see the fighters here with the troops. They're walking around the facilities together. They're wrestling together. They're grappling. They're working with each other. You know, Fort Hood, interestingly enough, won the championship last year in mixed martial arts.
Could you have ever dreamed it would come to this? And I guess more importantly, what are the dreams and goals as we go on with, like I said before, a truly ongoing process?
Yeah, the amount of money we're raising now is really for research, for continuing development of the kind of technology and the kind of support that the young men and women need when they come home having experienced traumatic brain injury. Dana White and Lorenzo and Frank Fertitta have really embraced this cause and are really working with us constantly to raise the money we need, because it's not that the government can't do it or won't do it, it's that this is the kind of partnership that we have as a duty to these young men and women.
Marty, at the end of the day, all of us at the UFC are honored and humbled to be able to help you with a great cause.
Well, we just appreciate it with all our hearts, and Mike, you and Joe and the others make such a difference in the things that we're able to do.
Marty, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We continue to fight the fight for the troops. From the football field to the octagon, Matt Mitrione has established himself as an MMA force. And tonight, he looks to tackle Tim Hague. As the heavyweight division continues to enjoy its new golden age, it's time for prospects like Tim Hague and Matt Mitrione to state their case for a move upward in a talent-rich weight class.
For one of these fighters, it may be graduation night.
If Matt's taking me lightly, it's going to be a bad night for him. And if he climbs into the octagon with that silly smirk on his face, rest assured I'm going to knock it off.
So many people have tried to say they're going to knock this smirk off my face. It's here, it's been here all my life, and it's going to stay here after I beat him.
They say you can't keep a good man down. And after 2 razor-thin UFC losses in 2010, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada's Tim Hague roared back with knockouts of Zach Jensen and Travis Bew. Now he's back in the UFC, and he plans on making 2011 the year of the thrashing machine.
Matt's an exciting striker. He likes to move forward throwing heavy leather, but I like to throw heavy leather too, and I'm going to be the one moving forward, and he's going to feel my aggression all over the octagon.
Former NFL lineman Matt Mitrione stunned some observers when he said he was going to reinvent himself as a mixed martial artist. He's shocked even more with a 3-fight win streak that has seen him beat Marcus Jones, Kimbo Slice, and Joey Beltran. Tonight, Mitrione looks to keep his magical run going.
As soon as Tim decides to engage with me, he's in for it. These hands are frightening. They don't see my jab until it's on the way back. My 1-2s are nasty, and this uppercut and my shins are coming. So you better get ready, brother, because it's going to get ugly.
Coming up next, Matt Mitrione fights Tim Hague. This is UFC Fight for the Troops.
It's tough times for a lot of people right now.
But think how hard it is for the injured soldiers coming home.
That's why I'm asking you to help the soldiers who help us so much by giving to the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund.
This organization is dedicated to providing support to U.S. military personnel injured while serving our country.
It includes facilities and services that ensure that they receive the best treatment possible.
Donate today by calling the number on the screen or going to fightforthethroops.com.
Even the smallest donation will help.
They fight for us.
They fight for us.
They fight for us.
Let's fight for them. Thanks.
This is the duty of all Americans. Please help those who have sacrificed so much for us. Take a look at our tale of the tape. For the next fight of the night, brought to you by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Matt Mitrione, 5 years the elder of the Canadian Tim Hague. Mitrione will have a 6-inch reach advantage. With the official introductions, once again, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. 3 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record, 12 wins, 4 losses, standing 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 256 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, Tim, the Thrashing Machine Hague. This man is a striker, holding a professional record, 3 wins, no losses. Standing 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 260 pounds. Fighting out of Indianapolis, Indiana, Matt Mitrione. And our referee in charge, Dan Mergliata.
Dan Mergliata, our referee. The beautiful Brittany, Shondella, Ariani, and our guest octagon girl, Allison Deal, here tonight. We are underway. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. Southpaw Mitrione against the Canadian Tim Hague.
Mitrione, ever since his time in The Ultimate Fighter, has radically improved. His footwork looks much better. His striking looks much better. Spending a tremendous amount of time training with Duke Roufus, and Duke has just done wonders to his game.
He really enjoys the competition. He's embracing his new career, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, he's really becoming an outstanding mixed martial arts fighter. His footwork looks great. His leg kicks are outstanding, especially the inside leg kick that he just threw right there.
Played football at Purdue. His teammate was Drew Brees, played in the NFL.
And he's so light on his feet for a big guy.
Kick by Tim Hague.
I mean, I believe he weighed in at 260, and look at the way he moves.
Don't forget, fightforthetroops.com, 877-747-HERO.
Hague got a single, caught a leg kick, and could not take him down. And Haig has looked very good since his time in the UFC, especially in the KO of UFC veteran Travis View. I watched that fight. He just really looked outstanding.
Knocked out Zach Jensen, then as you mentioned, Travis View, both in the first round. Third tour of duty in the UFC for Tim Haig.
Well, he kind of realized after his last fight that, he lost in the UFC and his conditioning just wasn't where it needed to be, and he really needed to take everything up a notch. Lost some weight, did a tremendous amount of strength and conditioning training, and really upped his gas tank.
Go to fightforthetroops.com right now. Join the live auction. Bid on amazing items, including the UFC experience with Dana White at an upcoming UFC event. Bidding closes on Sunday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Tonight's effort will support our ability to care for those who have stepped up to courageously answer our nation's call to serve. Shot by Mitrione.
He heard him. He heard him with that inside leg kick, and he dropped him with a punch. Mitrione is putting a beating on Tim Haig.
Very sharp early.
And again, it's that inside leg kick that he's so effective with. From the southpaw position, he throws that left leg into the left thigh over and over and over again. He did it with Kimbo Slice and took Kimbo's wheels completely out from under him.
Fight of the night performance against Joey Beltran back in Indianapolis. Oh! He likes to be self-dedicated and self-motivated to go to the gym every day. He said, in the NFL, you don't wake up, you get fined. Here, if I don't go to the gym, I'm only hurting myself, and right now he's putting a hurting on Haig.
He tagged him with that straight left.
Mitrione trying to finish this fight. It is all over!
Outstanding.
Matt Mitrione is 4-0 in the octagon.
If this guy keeps improving this way, he's going to be a top contender. He's a big, strong, really athletic guy, and he gets better every single time we see him in the octagon. I mean, from his time in the Ultimate Fighter, it's almost unrecognizable. He's so much better. Let's take a look at it again. There's a crisp straight left hand. Drops Haig for the first time, and here's another one. This is the second one, and this time Mitrione just jumps on him. Tags him with some big shots, and the referee has seen enough.
Matt Mitrione, dominant tonight at the Great Place, Fort Hood, Texas.
It's tough times for a lot of people out there right now, but think how hard it is for injured soldiers coming home. That's why I'm asking you to please give to the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. This organization is dedicated to providing support to U.S. military personnel injured while serving our country. They provide facilities and services that ensure our wounded warriors receive the best treatment possible. Donate today by calling the number on the screen or go to fightforthetroops.com. Even the smallest donation will help. They fight for us, now let's fight for them. Thank you.
877-747-HERO. Tonight's fight replay brought to you by the new action film Drive Angry, in theaters February 25th. Big straight right, left. Haig then eats the right. And man, as Joe talked about, Matt Mitrione, sky is the limit. Athletic, tough, and ever improving. The winner quickly over Tim Haig tonight at the home of the Phantom Warriors. Fort Hood, Texas. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Murgliata has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 59 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Matt Mitrione.
All right, I'm here with Matt Mitrione, and the smile's still there.
Yeah, it's always going to be here, brother. Always.
You're constantly improving, and one of the most shocking things about you in this fight is how well you move for such a big guy. I mean, you're very, very, very light on your feet for a 260-pound man.
Well, thank you. I try to be. And actually, for this fight, I wanted to emulate Dominic Cruz. I wanted to be a 265-pound Dominic Cruz. I mean, his movement, Dominic, I love the way you fight, brother. You're elusive, and I wanted to be just like that. I started out slower than I expected to, but as the fight would have gone on, you guys would have seen it.
And you were telling me that you think you might have broken your hand.
Yeah, I think I broke my left hand. There was a time, when I punched him, and he fell down the first time, hit him with a straight left. And as soon as I did it, I was like, yeah,
Well, then you hit him with another straight left and dropped him again, though.
Yeah, I'm not going to stop throwing that stuff, I promise.
Well, another thing that you were telling me was that you want to be tested. You want to be tested by a higher level of competition now.
I think Tim's a good fighter, so I'm not going to say a higher level of competition, but, you know, what's the point? I want to get tested. I want to. I mean, I'm not going to try to bite off more than I can chew, but I want to fight, baby. I'm here to fight. I'm here to get the piece of gold.
Well, you're a serious athlete. You get better every time we see you, and it was a pleasure watching you perform tonight.
Pat Barry. Come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah.
I know Pat's your good buddy.
Hey. I've got two more things to say. First of all, these troops bust their stones. Everybody at home. I mean, if you guys can see this crowd, it's so beautiful, man. Like, everybody's just, hear that? And that's enough said. Please call that number. I don't care if it's $100 or $10. If it's a nickel, I don't care. Put some money, pull it out of your sock drawer and throw it this way. It's a good fund, and it benefits everybody, brother, everybody. And the second thing I'd like to say is I would love to thank my hands for being so good. Amen.
Matt Mitchell, ladies and gentlemen.
Matt, thank you very much. And do make your donation now. Research at the center will focus on the study and treatment of traumatic brain injury and developing better ways to treat our wounded heroes at the center, at other hospitals, and in the field.
During my 2 combat tours, I was shot in the head and I was blown up by 24 separate IEDs. I had 19 major head concussions and 3 minor head concussions. I was shot in the head in Hasba, Iraq during a patrol, and they didn't think that it was anything major because there was no penetration in the skull. The bullet went through the Kevlar, ricocheted off my skull, and went back out my Kevlar. So they didn't think that there was anything major about it at all.
U.S. Marine Corporal Michael Savoy received 2 Purple Hearts for the various injuries he sustained during his tours in Iraq. When Michael returned home, he started exhibiting the symptoms of TBI.
I started having incidents of blacking out, started passing out at any kind of vibrations. If somebody slammed the door, I passed out. If you yelled too much, I passed out. And then my vision would go in and out. The longest period of time was 4 days without being able to see. And that was a pretty scary moment.
Michael decided to seek out a medical explanation for his problems.
Through CAT scans and MRIs, it was later concluded that 22% of my brain was dead.
Often, soldiers like Michael, whose wounds are not as visible but just as traumatic, can fall through the cracks. But with foundations like the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund, there's hope for better detection and rehabilitation of these brave men and women.
I hate being like this, not being able to gather sentences correctly, not being able to think, I want a cure, I want some answers to my questions as to how I can become better so that I'm not suffering like this all the time.
Another true American hero. I received an email today, Joe, from a man, John Del Zio, who's had several tours in Iraq, is in his 2nd tour in Afghanistan. He said, only a few Americans choose the dangerous but necessary work of fighting our nation's enemies. When our chapter of history is written, it will be the sage of the selfless generation of the military who are willing to stand up and fight for our nation. We lost a good friend, Marine Ray Mendoza. Countless losses, those who came back, different people. It's all about giving back for what is most important.
And what a lot of people don't realize is because of modern science and medicine, a lot of people that would have died are now coming back healthy.
Yes.
Or not healthy, rather, but gravely wounded. And what this institute is doing is helping those people live, a real life. and helping people that ordinarily would have been in, you know, a terrible, terrible situation.
Emotional roller coaster to be here tonight, to see those features and those who have suffered so much and lost so much, protecting us.
Yeah, and you know, this is, you know, this is a great cause to donate to. These people obviously need your help, and if you can donate, please, the number is on the screen, fightforthetroops.com. Go there, get all the information.
Most of the men and women here tonight have either been deployed or will be deployed in Afghanistan, in Iraq. They continue to fight, and a man who has fought for our country is one of the best fighters in the UFC today, the All-American Brian Stann, who spent this week with the troops, a true American hero. Brian Stann watching in attendance tonight. I know this is a meaningful night for Brian Stann. Chuck Liddell, one of the greatest of all time, the Hall of Famer, working with the troops, continuously fighting for the troops, here tonight at the Great Place, the home of the Phantom Warriors, Fort Hood, Texas. We continue here on Spike. Fightforthetroops.com. Support the cause right now. America's Hammer, the Great Place, Fort Hood, the largest military airfield in the Department of Defense, the most populated military base in the armed forces, and host tonight to UFC Fight for the Troops in the UFC's lightweight division. And tonight, either Evan Dunham or Melvin Guillard will move one step closer to a shot at a UFC title.
Oh my goodness, body punch over. Because this guy can explode and finish the fight at any time.
I'm the fighter that guys come in and fear.
The young assassin.
I'm the fighter that guys have a hard time preparing for. It's going to be explosive. I mean, I'm going in there for the knockout.
In this fight with Melvin, I'm definitely going to finish it. Melvin's a very tough guy, and I'm going to go in there and do my job and take Melvin out. I'm going to expose Melvin as a one-dimensional fighter. He's only got one technique, and that's sprawl and brawl. And that's just not enough arsenal to beat me and all my weapons. If I put my wrestling and my jiu-jitsu to work, it should be a pretty easy fight for me.
Evan Dunham doesn't have the knockout power that I do. I haven't lost a step. I feel stronger. And, you know, when I step in the octagon, I'm definitely going in there to knock his ass out.
Melvin doesn't think I have knockout power, but he'll think differently when I get in there and put him on his ass and walk away with my hands in the air.
Coming up next, Evan Dunham takes on Melvin Guillard in our main event of the evening, which is sponsored by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Welcome back to UFC Fight for the Troops from Fort Hood, Texas. It's time now for our main event of the evening, sponsored by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Our main event tonight in the lightweight division, Melvin Guillard and Evan Dunham. Should be a great fight. We saw Brian Stann, Chuck Liddell a second ago. Matt Serra, Frankie Edgar, Jim Miller, Dominic Cruz, all rolled with the troops this week as Melvin Guillard makes his way into the octagon. Joe, the Fort Hood Combatives team is the current hand-to-hand Army champions. As Marty Edelman mentioned earlier, the essence of being a warrior is the willingness to close with the enemy. Combatives allows us to train for this. Some people train to fight in a cage. We fight in a cage to fight for our country. Sergeant First Class Perkins shared those stories with me. And Melvin Guillard, Evan Dunham, they understand it's an important fight. Personally, they also understand that they're part of the main event in a big event tonight at Fort Hood.
Absolutely, tremendous event. And this is a tremendous fight for Melvin Guillard. Melvin Guillard has been moving up the ladder, and you know, ever since, as I said before, he's been training at Greg Jackson's camp. He's had a more cohesive game. He's put it all together, and you know, with them behind him, giving him strategy, working on his, you know, all the aspects of his game, putting the big package together. He's really emerging as a highly ranked contender, and a victory tonight will move him higher up the chain and get him closer in line to what he wants, which is an eventual shot at the title.
Melvin comes from a military family. When he trains in Albuquerque, New Mexico, he lives with an Army sergeant. Some Army fighters have gone on to do amateur and professional MMA. Here on the base, they call their cage the Lab. Melvin Guillard ready to compete in the octagon. 58th fight in the career of the young assassin. Has not lost since September of 2009. Realizes the importance of tonight's fight as he continues his quest to be the UFC lightweight champion. His opponent, in the eyes of UFC President Dana White, unbeatable and undefeated. Should qualify the statement. Melvin said he considers Dunham to be as perfect as they can be in mixed martial arts. Great fight of the night performance in Indianapolis against Sean Sherk.
He looked outstanding in that fight, a fight that a lot of people thought that he won. You know, it was a great fight, a very close fight, and a fight against Sean Sherk, who's, you know, even though he's lost the title, he's still one of the very best at 155 pounds, and it was a tremendous test, and most people feel that Evan Dunham passed that test. He's very, very well-rounded. Great off his back, great in the top position. He's got great stand-up, a great straight left hand, tremendous heart, always great cardio, and constantly improving. He's just one of the most exciting young contenders in the 155-pound division, and this is an excellent test for him tonight and an excellent showcase for him.
Evan Dunham, amongst the top at 155. Frankie Edgar, the champion. Gray Maynard will get his rematch. Clay Guida, Jim Miller, George Soteropoulos, Anthony Pettis, Melvin Guillard, stacked at 155 in the UFC present day.
Yeah, that is putting it mildly. I mean, it's a ridiculously stacked division, almost to the point of being unmanageable, especially now that they've got all the great fighters coming over from the WEC, you know, the Donald Cerrones and the Ben Hendersons and the Anthony Pettis's, Anthony being the champion. I mean, it's just an incredibly deep division.
Evan Dunham, Melvin Guillard want to continue on the upward swing in that highly competitive lightweight division. Our main event of the evening on UFC Fight for the Truth.
Well, what you see when you have such an incredibly stacked division is everyone's level rising. You know, the reason why these guys get better is not just training, it's also the environment that they compete in. Everyone else's game is raising up, and they raise their game up accordingly. They have to. It's swim or sink. I mean, it's that simple.
Evan Dunham, Melvin Guillard, set to fight here at Fort Hood. Our tale of the tape for our main event of the evening. Brought to you by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Dunham, 2 years the elder of Guillard. Everything else is virtually identical. With the official introductions, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. Our three judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Chris Lee, Cecil Pimples, and Chris Hagan. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Mario Yamasaki. And now, live from Fort Hood, Texas, it's time! 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 44 wins, 9 losses, 3 draws, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, by way of New Orleans, Louisiana, Melvin, the Young Assassin, Gillard! And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a freestyle fighter, holding professional record, 11 wins, 1 loss. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Evan Dunham!
All right, I want you guys to do a clean, fair fight. Follow my orders at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch glove and let's do this.
Main event of the evening, Evan Dunham against Melvin Gillard.
Here we go, first round. You ready? You ready? Let's go, come on!
Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world. Kick early from Dunham in the white trunks. Black trunks for Gillard. Gillard's so quick and explosive.
Oh, look how fast that right hand came.
Dunham wants the leg.
Oh, hammer fist. Dunham would very much like to get this fight to the ground.
Yes, complete
Look
the
at the
takedown.
balance of Melvin Gillard, though. But Dunham has his back now. Dunham's going for over-under as well. Double underhooks, got him down. Melvin quickly gets his back up against the cage. And he's going to use that to try to wall walk. And Dunham is going to try to pull him away from it.
Text troops to 27722 right now to make a $10 donation to the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. Text troops to 2722. Fightforthetroops.com, 877-747-HERO. First round of our main event. Dunham originally scheduled to fight Kenny Florian. Florian injured. Gillard jumped at the opportunity.
How about those punches while he's got his hand up? I mean, while he's got his leg up in the air. Melvin has some serious balance.
3 straight wins for Gillard. Combination.
The speed of Melvin Gillard is really something to behold.
We've always talked about it, Joe. He's got all the tools.
When we saw when he knocked out Dennis Seaver, I mean, Dennis Seaver, who's an outstanding striker, just really was shocked by that speed. He's got some of the fastest punches and kicks in the business.
Now he's balancing his discipline and his aggressiveness.
And he's also, you know, being with a camp like Greg Jackson, where they get it kind of, you know, look at his game and adjust it and add things to it and look at where his weaknesses are. I mean, that's what Melvin's needed, you know. He's needed someone to try to oversee his style. I mean, he's so experienced. He's got almost 60 fights, and he's only 27 years old. Now he's finally putting it all together.
Also, the sense of family and team that he feels at Jackson's camp, and the countless hours he spent with Joe Stevenson, amongst the other great fighters in Albuquerque.
Oh!
Rocked again.
That's what I'm talking about, the speed of that right hand.
Big round for Gillard.
And he just ate a nice uppercut as well. Evan's in trouble. And these hammer fists are not doing any good to him either as he tries to get this takedown.
Man.
Oh! Evan's in trouble, Mike. He's in big trouble.
Gillard pushing forward with the knee. He's rocked.
Man, is he rocked.
And again.
Another one.
Melvin Gillard.
That was an illegal knee.
It is all over.
That's it.
It is all over.
Man, that is some serious speed. I believe one of those knees might have been illegal. But you know what? It was sort of a technicality because he was already on his way out. He got really badly rocked with a couple of those punches.
Take a look at our fight replay brought to you by the new action film Drive Angry in theaters February 25th.
Just look at the speed of Melvin Gillard. Look at that right. I mean, that is incredibly fast. And here's the end. Evan working for the takedown, eats that uppercut, eats another right hand. And here's a knee that really hurt him. And you see him wobble off there, right? I mean, could have stopped the fight right there. Eats another knee, and there's the illegal one when he was down. But it was, you know, a formality. The fight was over.
Melvin Guillard with the victory in tonight's main event of the evening. What a night here on the base in Fort Hood, Texas. With the official decision, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mario Yamasaki has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 58 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by TKO, Melvin the Young Assassin Guillard.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Melvin Guillard. Melvin, this is probably the most high-profile and important fight of your life, and in my opinion, you put on the best performance we've ever seen in the octagon. I mean, you really looked outstanding tonight. Laser-fast right hands, and just really, you put it all together tonight. How happy are you right now?
I'm very happy. Before I get started, I really want to say thank you so much for everything you guys do. My uncle was a 4-star brigadier general in the Army, retired. I love you guys, and you know, I can come in here for under 15 minutes, I guess, and give you guys a good show. I'm proud of myself, and thank you guys for cheering us on.
Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the big screen and take a look and talk us through some of these strikes that you landed. This right hand that you landed, just laser fast, man.
Hey, I think that should be named after me now, huh, Coach Wink? Brian Staines, you agree? Brian? Hey, Brian, you agree? Should that be named after me now, the combo? Since you didn't get Chris Lieben?
Which combo is this?
It's a secret. I can't tell y'all. Y'all just got to watch for it.
All right. Well, you really, again, and you hurt him with a knee here very badly, and this is the end of the fight. I mean, Evan Dunham, highly touted contender coming into this fight tonight, and this really moves you up the ladder. Tell us what comes next for Melvin Guillard.
I want my title shot. I'm the dark horse in this game at 55. No disrespect to anybody in my weight class, but I am the best 155-pound fighter in the UFC. And you know what? I don't want to wait till a rematch. So you keep lining them up, I'll keep knocking them down, and I will go undefeated in 2011, and I will get a title shot before the end of this year or no later than 2012. I promise you that.
Well, you made a statement here tonight, Melvin. Congratulations. Melvin Guillard, ladies and gentlemen.
A huge statement, Joe. Melvin Guillard moving forward here tonight in front of the troops. Lots more fighting here on Spike this evening from Fort Hood, Texas. But the primary reason why we are here is to fight for the troops.
My name is Edward Wade. I was in the 82nd Airborne. Sergeant. My injury happened in Iraq. I'm gonna have to refer to my wife on details because
Ted was injured on February 14th, 2004. It was Valentine's Day. Ted was in a convoy of Humvees. The IED was detonated directly under his vehicle, and he was launched out of the vehicle. His right arm was completely severed in the blast, and his helmet was blown off of his head. When they found him, he just had a harness on his head.
Ted was quickly transported to Germany to undergo emergency surgery.
When I first got to Germany, sorry, bad memories. When I first got to Germany, Ted's condition was still worsening. And at that point, no one thought that he was going to make it back to the States ever alive. They weren't even going to attempt to get him back. And in some ways, I wanted him to just pass away. I didn't want him to suffer. And I think that was probably the hardest thing for me. Is I never would have thought that I would want him to die. But I also didn't want him to suffer.
Ted pulled through and began a long and slow recovery.
Ted's recovery has been explained by some people as miraculous. He's exceeded every prognosis. I think that the more I learn about brain injury, the more I realize that we don't know about brain injury.
My TBI is very disappointing, and it's taken so much of my life away from me.
My husband was always told that if anything happened, the best care that money could buy would be provided to him. And I think what the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund has done is it's given me hope. Going to the new Intrepid Center at the National Naval Medical Center, I'm just standing outside of it. It gives you hope, especially because the building was completely built by private donations. And it's just a sign that the American people care, and the American people expect that promise to be met.
Sergeant Edward Wade, U.S. Army. Amy Wade, the more I learn about brain injury, the more I realize I don't know about brain injury. TBI, traumatic brain injury, can cause challenges to how a soldier continues to serve. Help us with this great cause tonight. Lots more fighting is promised here from the base, the great place in Fort Hood, Texas, on Spike. One of the most popular competitors from season 12 of The Ultimate Fighter, Cody McKenzie, will attempt to make Eve Edwards his next submission victim. The beautiful Shondella, our entire crew, honored to be here to fight for the troops tonight. McKenzie and Edwards, tonight's Fight Clock, brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world.
McKenzie throwing caution to the wind, has got a hold of Eve Edwards. Eve trying to stuff it, trying to stop that takedown. McKenzie got a hold of his leg, is hanging on very tight, and he wants to try to turn the corner. He's got an ankle, wants to bring Eve to the ground. He is relentless in his takedown attempts.
Very worthy of note, Joe. Edwards has not been submitted in nearly 5 years.
Last time I think it was Mark Hominick that got him.
Absolutely.
And that was with a triangle, and that was a shocker because Mark Hominick is just known as an outstanding striker. I think he caught Eve sleeping in that fight.
And Edwards has not been finished by guillotine.
And Cody has lost the control of him on the ground, and Eve's back up and clear.
McKenzie on his feet. Southpaw against southpaw.
And he drops down again. This time he drops down and grabs a hold of a leg. He's going under the back door, holding on to that leg, trying very hard to bring Eve to the ground. As I said, he is relentless in his takedown attempts. What great balance by Eve Edwards there.
Right hand over the top.
And he's got a hold of a wrist now.
12-0, Cody McKenzie. Edwards was originally supposed to fight Melvin Gillard tonight, but then Kenny Florian was hurt. Melvin moved to the main event.
Was one hard leg kick by Eve Edwards that Cody just ate.
Smile on the face of McKenzie.
He ate a nice right hand there as well.
To the body. Edwards has fought great fighters all over the world. 14 career victories by knockout.
Cody McKenzie with a head kick.
To the midway point of round one. Working that body again.
And again, dives on a leg. And Eve stuffs it.
The kick by McKenzie. McKenzie was talking about how he keeps those elbows tight to his rib cage. A lesson he learned the hard way in the damn fan fight on the show, Joe. And he said last night he's very confident in his hands and his striking ability.
He's got to be careful in there with Eve Edwards, though. Eve is an elite striker.
Yep.
he's so awkward, though, it's really difficult for Yves to time him. I mean, look at how he moves. It's just so weird. He moves like he's drunk.
McKenzie wanted to fight right away after the win over Wilkinson back in December on the Ultimate finale, which earned him submission of the night honors.
Yeah,
FightForTheTroops.com.
This is a big step up for him.
No
He's happy to
question.
take it. He drops down in half guard, looking to try to sweep. Oh, he's mounted. Yves on top of him. And he's rolling over, trying to get his legs around him, trying to get his hooks in. Look at this. Oh, he's got one hook. He's got one hook, and he's using that left hook.
Yves Edwards looks up at the
Look
clock.
at this. He's going to go for a body triangle from behind. Look at this. And doing this, he's going to try to attack Yves Edwards' legs.
Edwards free.
What an awkward position that was. But it just goes to show you how strange the grappling of Cody McKenzie is. Yves looking for that uppercut there. Cody ducks it.
It often ends in the guillotine, Joe, but he gets to that position in many different ways.
Well, very important point made by Yves Edwards in his interview for this fight. He said any guy that can get a guillotine that much knows how to do a lot of other stuff too.
Right.
And that's very, very true.
Under 30 on the clock here.
Cody's got that leg. Now he's going to move into half guard. He's got a hold of. He wraps it up with his other leg. He's going to try to straighten out. Yves Edwards is down. He's trying to straighten out that leg there, but Yves using excellent balance. That training with Tyrone Woodley, Woodley's such a great grappler and a very, very big guy. And I'm sure they've worked on keeping Yves on his feet to utilize that superior striking.
Good pace here in round one. Cody McKenzie, Yves Edwards, set to begin round two.
You ready?
13-year roller coaster of an MMA career for Edwards. Is he about to move amongst the elite? Pushing forward with some big strikes.
Awesome combination by Yves Edwards.
Really turning the hip on those hooks to the body. And again,
Cody's in trouble. Head kick.
Edwards very sharp with his stand-up tonight.
And Cody just smiles it off.
With the knee.
Oh, nice shot to the body as well. And Cody answers with a right hook. McKenzie's got to grab him and get this fight to the ground, Mike.
Great start for Yves Edwards. Oh, just missed with the elbow. McKenzie answers.
Look at that spinning elbow attempt and a knee. Again.
Those are nasty.
Yeah, he's not checking those either.
Edwards looking to pick him apart.
There's the diving. He's got a single. He's trying to step over, and he will pull guard too. Any way he can get it to the ground. He's got him down. He's got a hold of him from behind now. All right, that's what he wants. He's got the back now.
Couple of hooks. Now he goes to lock the body.
Well, he doesn't have the right leg free to get the body triangle. He's stepping over now. Now he's going to wind up on top in the mount. Now this is a great spot for Cody McKenzie. Fully on top, north-south position, side control. And Yves has to be careful here of not just the guillotine, but also of the north-south choke as his neck is exposed. And Cody's trying to free up that right leg of his. Yves trying to move back into half guard. And Cody turns that right leg into a hook, and he can take the back again.
And he's gaining the momentum.
He's landing some good shots here, Mike. And Yves back up to his feet, but Cody's dragging him down again.
Relentless.
Again, back control, back control. Neck, he's got the neck. Full body mount, or excuse me, full body lock. Now Yves in trouble.
Good position for McKenzie.
Because if Yves rolls over on his back, as we saw in the last fight with DeMarcus Johnson and Mike Guyman, that body triangle puts a tremendous amount of pressure. And you hear the chants of Cody from the crowd.
As I mentioned, quickly rising star. Team GSP, Season 12 of The Ultimate Fighter.
And that body triangle, he's lost it now. Now he's gone to full hooks. But he is controlling Yves Edwards on the ground here.
A unique individual, to say the least, is McKenzie.
He's telling Yves to fight back. And Yves does back up to his feet again, but Cody still has his back.
McKenzie
and he drags him down again.
Yep.
Same way. Only has one hook so far. Needs to get that that left leg up and around. He's trying to get it through. He's trying to turn the corner, but now Yves is on top of him. This is not good. Yves on top of him and inside control. Mounts, full mount by Yves Edwards.
Edwards looking to throw down some ground and pound.
And Cody trying to throw those legs over. Cody giving up his back.
Edwards trying to lock one in. Yves Edwards looking to finish this fight.
He's got it under the neck. He's got it under the neck. Cody's got to be careful here.
Can he finish? McKenzie says no. 30 seconds on the clock. It is all over.
He's out. He's out cold.
Yves Edwards with the victory. McKenzie refused to tap.
Wow. Awesome recovery by Yves Edwards. He was getting dominated on the ground. A crucial mistake by Cody allowed him to take the top position, eventually got the back, and put him to sleep. Let's take a look at this. I mean, Cody's just flailing his arms around here. He's trying not to go out. Good job by the referee, though, recognizing that his eyes had rolled back into his head and he was completely unconscious. And that was a particularly sweet victory for Yves because of the fact that he was getting dominated on the ground for most of that round before that.
Yves Edwards wins again here in the UFC. Cody McKenzie defeated for the first time in his MMA career. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John Shorley's called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 33 seconds of the second round. For the winner by submission, Yves Edwards.
Big victory for Edwards, his 40th in his career. Here's Joe.
All right, I'm here with Texas's own Yves Edwards. First of all, congratulations. Awesome victory, and was it even sweeter by the fact that you got him using what he likes to do best?
It's always nice to get someone with their favorite move.
Now, for most of the fight, he was trying to get you to the ground, and once he got you there, he controlled you for a good bit of time. Made a critical error, though. You got the top position, and from there, you closed the show. Let's take a look at it on the big screen. Tell us what was going through your mind once you finally got on top of him.
Oh, man, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like 50 Tyson. But, no, got to the top. I didn't want to let the position go, you know. He was strong when he's on my back. So I want to be strong when I got a good position, too.
Well, he wasn't willing to tap out, and eventually he went to sleep. The referee stopped it, pulled it off you. Huge victory for you, Yves. You got to be happy here tonight.
I'm real happy to be back here at the UFC. I'm even happy to fight for the troops. I was born in the Bahamas, but you guys, whatever sacrifices you guys made gave me the opportunity to come over here. You guys accept me as one of your own. Rep the USA, a couple fights. Love you guys, man. You guys at home, call that number down here. Donate, man. This is a great cause. These guys put it all on the line for us. It's the best, it's the least we could do.
It's great to have you back, Yves. Congratulations. Yves Edwards, ladies and gentlemen.
He moved from the Bahamas to the U.S. at age 15. Tonight, he earns his 40th career MMA win. A great victory earlier tonight for Yves Edwards in an emotional night. The highs of some great fights and the humbling experience to watch some of the features and see our troops and see those who have been wounded in battle, like an emotional roller coaster this evening.
Yeah, it is, and the heartbreaking videos we watched tonight, I mean, those are brutal. I mean, seeing those guys with those brain injuries, and, you know, it's amazing that they can function at all, and what this, you know, what this Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund is doing is some great work with these people and helping them, you know, have productive lives after these horrible injuries.
Don't forget the auction items are available until Sunday, 7 in the East, 4 in the West, and I mean, from the national anthem to Melvin Gillard's performance and everything in between, it doesn't get much better than this. The UFC has always been committed to our troops and giving back, and tonight was another great example.
Well, it's fantastic that we can get so much money and donate so much money to the troops and have these events, and you know, they're very, very emotional events. I mean, these people get so worked up. It's really hard to describe unless you've been here and seen these troops, you know, rooting on these fighters that are fighting, you know, essentially for them.
We're blessed to do what we do in freedom because of those men and women who serve us every day and keep us safe. Joe, great job tonight.
You too, buddy.
Yeah, always a pleasure and an honor to be here. Fort Hood, Texas, the host tonight for the UFC Fight for the Troops. The executive producers of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, Frank Fertitta III, Lorenzo Fertitta, and UFC President Dana White. Our supervising producers, Craig Borsari. Tonight's show produced by Bruce Connell. Directed by Anthony Pasquale Giordano. Magical evening for Pat Barry. Tears, color guard, emotions, great fighters, great battles, big victories, and a great night for all. Matt Mitrione is for real. He takes out the thrashing machine. Great to partner once again with our great friends at Spike for a great cause for all of us. Here at the Ultimate Fighting Championship, Mike Goldberg saying so long until next time, we see you and fight for the troops.